Welcome. Debz Cooper, Global Stressologist. This has been a while. Thank you for joining me here today. Oh, everything just changed. Thank you for joining me here today. We'll just fix my top. You know how it goes. Welcome. How exciting. We're coming into a new year. We're saying goodbye to 2023, coming into 2024. I think it's a bit exciting. Some people will think it's not. But let me share with you my top tips to bring on a new year. Because if we're not clear on what we want, we don't know what's going to happen to the universe. So grab yourself a note-taking device and let's crack on. Thank you for joining me here today. Whew. Number one, and I feel this is a really strong one as I think about this right now, is no regrets. No regrets. Know that you can't take anything back. You cannot take anything back that you've said, that you've done, that you haven't done, but you can move forward. So it's about the attitude we have. And this is the old heart thing going on again when we speak from the heart, or we have energy from the heart, or we share from the heart. That's where things actually have the biggest shift, when we are sitting in the heart. So know that there is no regrets in 2023. Nothing that you want to be carrying over to next year. None of that stuff. Forget it. It's all about that attitude. Now, there's a thing I talk about, and it's called humble versus ego. Humble is when you're sitting in your heart and you hear the other person and you can have that conversation with the other person and you're not like, well, you're wrong. And you can feel that flaring up and you feel yourself rising in that. There's none of that stuff here, sitting here. Humble is when you just listen and you take it and you see the other person's side. And that's it. And you don't have to do the old keyboard warrior or any of that sort of stuff. You're just sitting there. But remember, when we have regrets because we haven't done things. So just know that you're living your life. And that's the key one here, is living your life. And you're living your life to the best you can right here, right now, with what you have. Now, I know when I was younger, when things would happen, or I'd end the new year or something was going to happen, and I would go, oh, I should have said that, or I could have said that, or I should have done that, or any of that sort of stuff. So just know that you're living life and there is no regrets. No regrets going, oh, yep, okay, we'll take those there. No regrets going on there. The next one we have is, what do you desire? What do you desire? What is it you desire? Get clear on what you actually want to feel, see, touch, smell, all around you. What is that stuff that you want to do? When you've got that clear, you're going to write it down. It's as simple as that. Write it down. Now, know that nothing is in concrete and you can change it at any time, but just write it down. So maybe you want to have a more fulfilling life. What does that look like? What does that smell like? What does that feel like? Does it mean you wake up in a inspired mood? Does it mean you have people around you? Like, what does that actually look like for you? What does it feel like in your body? Does it mean you have more energy? Does it mean you wake up tired? Like, what is it about for you? And the key for this one is, when you're getting clear, is nothing is set in stone. Anything can change at any time. You can change with that. So be aware of that. And when I say get clear, if you don't know what you desire, if you're looking for a man, a woman, a job, a new house, any of that sort of stuff. Hi, Sarah. If you're looking for any of that stuff and you don't know what you actually desire, then look at what you don't desire. And that gives you a little indication. Thanks, Maura, for that tip. That gives you a little indication of, oh, okay, so I don't want that. So if I don't want to work nights, then maybe I want to work days. Okay, and how many days do you want to work? And what are the hours you want to work? So if you can start even with, if you can't figure out what you desire, then look at what you don't desire in your life. Now, I know I talked about nothing's in concrete, so just be flexible with the world. Look, I'm going to bring up 2020 again, because 2020 seems to be my thing that I bring up. And it was called the year of pivot, when we know what happened to us. So 2020 seems so long ago, but it's actually not. So that taught us to pivot. That taught us to be flexible. That taught us to mold, shift, change. in whatever's going on around us, and we had to do it very quickly. So just know that nothing is set in concrete with you here right now. And the other one I'm going to talk about now is, just turn my conditioning off, is your wording. Your wording is incredibly important. Look at what you're saying and how you're saying it, because the moment you can change your wording, if it's feeling a little bit then you can change your world. So a couple of things that I think of, and the first one that just takes me from 0 to 100 in frustration is lesson. What lesson did you get in 2023? What lesson did you learn from that? What lesson did you learn? Now, lesson, when I hear there's a lesson, I instantly go back to school and I think there's school, there's a beating, there's something going on. What lesson did you learn? If you can change a little bit of wording, there's a shift in your mindset here. So if you change that, what lesson did you learn in 2023? To what was your experience in 2023? What did you experience in 2023? Now, you may have had a lesson that you learned not to trust people, which is just a fake one because it's actually just that particular person and it's stuff going on in your world, just to get that one clear. But maybe you say, that was a lesson. Oh, I learned not to trust people. So what was the experience that you learned? I learned to read people's situation. I learned to look at them differently. I learned to use my brain and my intuition to actually hear people. I learned to watch their actions and not just their words. So when you look at that experience, what is that experience? The experience sounds different than a lesson. A lesson just sounds, I don't know, something maybe about school. Maybe it's just me. But a lesson sounds different to experience. Happy. Oh, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy. Well, we all know what happens when happy happens. We go happy, 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 high as we can until we go right down. So instead of saying happy, why don't we say fulfilled? Now, when you say, oh, I'm happy today, or I'm fulfilled today, what does that shift? Just right now. Everyone go right now. Let's go. Oh, I'm having a happy day. Oh, I'm having a fulfilled day. What is that? Does it give you just a little different feeling inside you? Because I know for me it does. So if you just change these little wordings, there's just going to be a little shift around you. You know, one of my favorite ones, I've got a mind block. I've got a mind block. I don't know what I'm doing. I can't figure this one out. I'm looking at this and I've got a real mind block and I don't know. I'm curious. Oh, I'm curious. I'm curious to figure this out. I'm curious to whatever's going on down here. I'm curious to know what's going on. Now, that's not a nosy curious. That's a curious. Oh, I'm curious. The other one is exhausted. This is, oh, I'm so exhausted. I've come to the end. We've got Christmas. We've done Christmas. We've got New Year coming up. We've got family. We're packing the car. We've got this, blah, 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 whatever it is. Or some on the other side of the world. I'm snowed in. So instead of saying I'm exhausted, I'm regenerating. Oh, I'm so exhausted. Oh, I'm regenerating. My body's regenerating. Does that feel different to you? Just a little bit of a, oh yeah, we've got those emoji things going on. Whatever's happening in this thing. I don't know. So we're regenerating. Now, one of my favorite ones is, I'm going to different tips, but one of my favorite ones on change your wording, how to change your wording and change your world, is procrastinating. Oh, I'm the procrastinating queen. I'm the king of procrastination. I procrastinate all the time. No, you're not. You're planning and you're strategizing. That's what you're doing. You're planning and you're strategizing, because procrastinating is a word that you beat yourself up. I'm procrastinating on this. So instead of actually saying you're procrastinating, look at it as that you're planning and you're strategizing, because your brain is still thinking about that thing that you've got to do and how you can do it and how you can cut it down in time. So you are planning and strategizing. You're not telling a lie to yourself. You're literally generally doing it. So if you can change your wording, I guarantee your world will change with certain things. Let me know in the comments if there's any particular wording that you're going to change, or anything that you can think of that you're going to change. The other tip is, you are human. You are human, you are human, you are human. Well, I think you are. So you're here having a human experience in this world right now. So give yourself a bit of a, a pause. That's okay that you've done a whoopsie, or that you've done this or not done this. It's okay, because you are human and you're supposed to feel things, and you're supposed to fall over and get back up, and you're supposed to stay on top for so long and then fall down. Like, you're supposed to have these human experiences. Don't try and knock them. You're supposed to feel as we go. Oh yeah, Aaron, we know you're mostly human. Some days, maybe at night you come out differently. But know that you're allowed to feel. It's okay to feel. And the next one I'm going to put in here is actually no. And it's that. Say no. If it doesn't feel right, don't do it. If it honestly doesn't feel right, don't do it. Because if you're going to go against your soul or your own determination or whatever you've got going on, if you're going to go against all that, the universe or God or whatever you want to call it, is going to pull you back into line. So if you're on track and you think you're on track and you're doing something for someone else that doesn't feel right, the best thing is to don't do it. Just say, it's not working for me, or I can't do this, or this time doesn't work, or whatever. So just say no. Just say no. If you can say no right from the start, it's so much easier. No, but I'll think about somebody who can do it if you want to. If you want to think about someone, don't say you're going to think about someone and you're not. Or no, it just doesn't work for me this time. You don't have to give a reason to anybody. Your children, your family, your boss. You don't have to give a reason. It's just no. 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 If it doesn't feel right, don't do it. Which comes into my next one, which is communicate. And when I think about communicate, I think about this and I think about speaking up. Assumption is the mother of all stuff-ups. Assumption is the mother of all stuff-ups. And we say, what does Sandra say? Assumption is making an ass, assume is making an ass of you and me. A-S-S-U-M-E. Don't assume. Don't assume. Communicate. Ask people what they're meaning. Ask them, what time frame are we on? What are we looking at? This is like such a crazy time for us. It's just a crazy time for us right now. We're in that in-between stage. We're passing from one year to the other. We're going to go back to our old years. We're going to go, where did 2023 go? Where did this year go? What's happening here? So just know that you're doing the best with what you can right here, right now, and communicate with those around you that are important. I say no to, so hard to say no, especially to family. I know it is totally. But once you start practicing, it's actually really easy. No, this doesn't work for me today. No, I can't do this today. Have you thought about asking somebody else? So you're shifting it. You're shifting it to somebody else to look at that and get that done for them, and takes the onus away from you. I'm going to say now, it's called celebrate. I was going to celebrate life. You don't know what is around the corner. You don't know who's around the corner. Celebrate those who are in your life right now. Celebrate those who are not in your life. What do they say? We're here for a season or a reason, or what? I don't even know what that saying is, whatever that is. But celebrate life. Celebrate what you have right here, right now. Now, if you're watching this, you've clearly got internet. So let's celebrate that you've got internet. Celebrate that I'm letting you know things that are different to maybe what you've been thinking. It's maybe, you have to hear this 10 times before you start doing things, or 20 times, or once, or whatever it is. But celebrate what you have right here, because we are in a very special place. We're in a special place to say goodbye to 2023 and bring on 2024, and to level ourselves up, because that's what we're here for. We're here to celebrate life. Now, that's celebrate life even when you do a whoopsie. Even when you do a whoopsie, I want you to celebrate life and go, actually, it's not as bad as what I thought. And then we go to my favorite G1. We know what my favorite G1 is. And my favorite G1 is actually gratitude. Gratitude. Be grateful for what you have. Be grateful for what you don't have. Right here, we've had 3 hot days, and it was so hot in New Zealand. It was really like, just lie still as you possibly can under the air conditioning. Go outside, jump in the pool here at our home. That's pretty much what it was for me here. It was pretty still. And then today it's raining, and I'm like, oh, come on. I've got half a day I can get out there in the sun. Come on. But you know what? I'm grateful I don't have to water the garden. I don't have to water my neighbour's garden who's away at the moment. I'm grateful for what I have and grateful for what I don't have. So be grateful for your words when they come out. Be grateful for your actions. Be grateful for those thoughts, whether uplifting or not. Because all these things are happening and to get you clear on the path that you're supposed to be on. And you're supposed to be an inspiring person. You're supposed to be somebody that has a laugh in life, that appreciates life. You're here for a purpose. There's so much out there for us. So let's celebrate life and have gratitude for what is around us right here, right now, as it's cloudy outside in my hometown. And the last tip I'm going to give you is reach out. If you are struggling with anything going on in your world, or you're not even struggling, you're just ready for the next level up, reach out. And I am here for you. Because there's nothing worse than doing things alone. I think, Boxing Day, I went to family and I got stuck in the kitchen. And I was there for probably 10 minutes and I felt like, oh, come on, someone help me, until I asked. And as soon as someone come and helped me in that kitchen, it was so great that the pressure was off for me to do it and somebody else, and the conversation was changing. So reach out. There's people out there who can help you no matter what's going on, or you're just curious about something, or you're ready to level up, whatever it is. At the moment, I'm offering a 50% discount on my one-on-one consultations. If you're interested in, I'm only offering that for this in-between time. Oh, balloons. And that in-between time is at Christmas and New Year. If you can talk to me between Christmas and New Year and this in-between time, then I'll happily give you that 50% discount of my one-on-one consultations. Because I know that this is the in-between time. I know that there's these things that we think from what we should have done and what we shouldn't. We know this stuff. So it's much easier to have someone else come in, look over you and just go, what about this? Let's look at this. Let's look at this, and let someone else unpick it for us. And finally, I'm going to say, that's me over and out. That's literally it. So if you liked this, I would love you. The next step is actually to comment, share, get this going, and tell me what you're going to do to change in 2024. What are you going to bring in? What are you going to take from these tips? Is there any tips that I've missed off that you're going to bring from here? Rachel, I've been practicing that. Not getting cornered. Oh, time to think. Yeah. That's that cornering. Getting cornered, getting trapped, getting stuck. Yep. So preempt it. If you're going to something, Rachel, if you're going to something and you know there's going to be something going on there, then just go, what's the worst case scenario and how can I handle it? That's it. What's the worst case scenario and how can I handle it? And then see that shift within you. And then you're not actually going to be as bothered about whatever's going to happen if it happens. And very rarely it happens when you actually do the full completion of work on it. So that is me, Debz Cooper, Global Stressologist, signing off on top tips to bring on a new year. Thank you for joining me, everybody. This is Debz Cooper, Global Stressologist, saying see you later 2023 and bring on 2024, and I'm just a message away. Thank you, everybody. Have a fabulous day, evening, year. Bye.